success that you had running in the last couple of weeks, did you feel like a marked man today?
No.
Were you surprised that they were able to stop the ground game?
Yeah.
What has LeGarrette Blount short answering reporters after a game? Find out on episode number 8 of Building the Franchise with the New England Patriots.
You're watching Building the Franchise with the New England Patriots, only on the MBL Network.
Welcome back. On this episode, we're going to be covering weeks 10 through 15 of the season. The first game is going to be the Week 10 matchup against the 2-6 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We're currently sitting at 5-3 in Week 10. We're looking pretty good. We're leading the division due to the 37-20 win against Buffalo in Week 4. But as you can see, the division's still really close. There's a lot of football left to be played, so the AFC East is definitely not ours yet, and we're not going to just think that these Buffalo Bills and New York Jets are going to roll over and let us take the division. They're all going to fight for it, well, except for maybe the Dolphins. But the Bills and the Jets are definitely going to fight for the division, and it's going to come down just like last year. It's going to come down to Week 16, Week 17, something like that. It's going to be the end of the season before we know who wins the division. And as you can see, we do have an injury decision to make. Barkevious Mingo has been cleared by the doctors to play this week, but we're going to let him sit out one more week and fully heal. He hasn't been a huge loss for us. We've had some young guys step up in his place, so we're not going to risk him getting re-injured or injured worse, possibly being out for the season whenever we can just let him sit one more week. So rookie right outside linebacker Ness is going to be the starting player for this game against the Buccaneers. We tried once again to re-sign James White as a backup role running back, but he decided he wants to test free agency. But we did get Jimmy Garoppolo to sign a 3-year contract extension. Both parties agreed that it is a backup role. Nick Doring has the starting position in New England.
Today we have the most prolific offense in the NFL on the field. The Buccaneers are top 10 in total yards.
I'm not the only one that's seen that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were 2-6 before this game, right? Well, their defense was not playing like a 2-6 team. Their defense was playing like a Super Bowl champion team, and New England had no answers. Jimmy Garoppolo was starting the game still with Doring still out with the injury, and Garoppolo ended up throwing 5 interceptions and did not have time to even breathe after the snap. At the end of the game, Garoppolo had a QB rating of 1.2, and the total Patriots offense was held to 93 yards. 2 of the interceptions that Garoppolo threw this game were to the rookie linebacker Kyle Dell, who returned 1 for a touchdown, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers ended up destroying the Patriots 30-3 at their home field. And here's what LeGarrette Blount had to say after the game.
Disappointing. Had big expectations.
You made it difficult to get it going on the ground today.
They stopped us. That's what made a difference.
Did they do anything that surprised you guys?
Nah, they did everything that we looked at on film.
With the success that you had running in the last couple of weeks, did you feel like a marked man today?
No.
Were you surprised that they were able to stop the ground game?
Yeah.
One of the biggest keys in the AFC East is to win your division games. We have, 3 really tough competitors between the Patriots, the Jets, and the Bills. So every division game is really big. It doesn't matter how much you win by. It's just get the win. And that's exactly what we're going to try to do this week against the Jets in MetLife Stadium. We enter into Week 11 with a 5-4 record after the loss to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But luckily, the Bills also lost last week, so they're tied with us still at 5-4. The Jets are sitting at 4-5, and the Dolphins are 0-9. They lost as well. No surprise there. However, this Jets team is a tough bunch, and the two games last season were pretty decent battles, and the Jets ended up taking the division, so we're going to continue to try to dominate them, even at their home field.
I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. In today's matchup, the passing game will be a focus. The Jets are top 10 in forcing interceptions, and they'll be up against the Patriots, who will be testing that coverage.
And just like I was talking about before the game, AFC East games always come down to the last drive, maybe the drive before the last drive, but they're always really close games. Garoppolo had a much better game this time around, though. He had 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions, a lot better than the 5 interceptions he threw last week. And his 2 touchdowns were to Gronk and Edelman. You know, they're big names in New England, so you expect them to get touchdowns, but they came through big against the Jets in the division game. While LeGarrette Blount continued to struggle this week, he only had 39 rushing yards and really was a non-factor against the Jets. The Patriots defense, however, they were the ones that sealed the game. 2 interceptions total, 1 forced fumble, and 2 sacks, and they held Brandon Marshall to under 100 receiving yards. The last interception came on the game-winning attempted drive by the Jets, where Malcolm Butler picked off the rookie quarterback, and the Patriots hold on to win 27-20. And move to 6-4 and continue to hold the lead in the AFC East. And if you haven't already, make sure you guys head over to our full YouTube channel, youtube.com/Madden Bomber League, and check out all the stuff that's being done around the league. We got game clips and highlights, building the franchise with the Jaguars. We got the MBL Tonight and the Four Verts podcast, both hosted by Sonny Weaver. We also have the Commissioner's Corner podcast, and that's got Bomber and Lip on there, the commissioners for MBL and the Grid, so make sure you guys check that out and subscribe. For our Week 12 game, the Buffalo Bills came into Foxborough, and let's just say the old ugly Jimmy Garoppolo decided to show up and play today. He threw 3 more interceptions, no touchdowns, and only had 50 yards throwing the ball. Luckily, Doring is almost back from injury because Garoppolo is killing the Patriots record right now. He's really not performing very well. He's way too up and down on the season. But as you can see, we're still well in the hunt for the AFC East. We're only 1 game behind the Buffalo Bills, with the Jets 1 game behind us, and there's still plenty of football left to be played on the season. And here in Week 13, we get the biggest news so far as injuries go for the season. Nick Doring has been cleared by the doctors to return to the game, and he's not fully healed, but we're going to bring him back anyway. He was having a better season before he left than Garoppolo's had since he's been gone. So we're going to bring him back in and see what he can do as the rookie going against the New York Jets for the 2nd time of the season, and see if we can sweep the Jets this year. The Jets came into this game with an agenda, and that agenda was to quiet this New England crowd as early as possible. The first play from scrimmage, the rookie quarterback in New York throws a 75-yard bomb. And after that, the Patriots' confidence just seemed to be completely shaken. Blount wasn't able to really get anything going. I believe the biggest run he had on the day was 16 yards. He only had 29 the whole game. And Doring came back from injury. He remained healthy, luckily, but he wasn't able to get anything done. He threw 4 interceptions and no touchdowns, kind of looking like Garoppolo out there. But the Jets ended up splitting the games with us this year. They won 28-6 in Foxborough. Heading into this Week 14 matchup against the San Diego Chargers, we're going out to California, and the biggest thing we're going to want to do this game is stop Melvin Gordon. He's got 885 yards and 14 touchdowns coming into this game on the season, and he's definitely a pretty big part of the Chargers offense, and we want to make sure we shut him down early. We've had some pretty good run defense so far this year, so we want to make sure we continue that and hopefully come away with the win against a tough Chargers team.
Time of possession is something to watch. The Chargers are top 10 in first downs, and they go up against a Patriots team that wants to control the game as well.
On the Chargers' first play of the game, the Patriots defensive tackle Malcolm Brown intercepts a screen that was intended for Melvin Gordon and gave the Patriots a short field to start, and this really set the tone for the game. Nick Doring came back in. He didn't throw any interceptions this game, had 209 yards and 1 touchdown, and the Patriots defense was just all over the place. 3 interceptions and 1 forced fumble. They seemed to have the Chargers' number on anything they tried to do, and that confidence leaked over into the offense, completing some big bomb passes that aren't even normally attempted by the Patriots offense, scoring on wildcat plays. But LeGarrette Blount was still unable to completely get his production that he wants in the game. He only had 50 yards, and he strives for 100 every game. We were, however, able to hold Melvin Gordon to only 12 yards on 8 attempts, which is, like I said before, the key to this game and really what helped us secure this win. But the craziest play of the day came from Julian Edelman. He took a little 8-yard pass and ended up making a couple guys miss in the open field. A little bit of a spin, a little bit of a juke, dancing around with the defender near the end zone, and he ends up taking it for 56 yards, which was the longest reception by any Patriots receiver today. The Chargers were just unable to rally after the early deficit at the beginning of the game from the interception, and the Patriots end up holding on to the win 23-14 against the tough San Diego Chargers.
Right here in this room, and then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
The Week 15 matchup against the Jacksonville Jaguars brings a new rivalry to the MBL. It's what's being called the Building the Franchise Bowl, and this is going to be the first game of that rivalry. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys a couple highlights from the game, but I'm not going to show you everything. What I want you guys to do is head over to the MBL Network YouTube channel, check out this game in its entirety on MBL Live. You got Bomber, the commissioner of the MBL, and OSU on the call. Both of them are really energetic guys, and it'll give you guys a good idea of what MBL Live is all about if you haven't seen it yet. And if you have seen it, as you already know, even if you've already seen this game, this is a very good game that you want to stick around to the end for. So I'm going to put the link in the description for this video. Make sure you guys head over there, give that video a like, and also check out Gibbs' franchise series if you haven't yet, and make sure you stay tuned to everything MBL.